Hello, it's Ed. Welcome to the studio, but we are going outside. So let's cut to me outside the studio right now. Welcome to the outside of the studio because I'm going to be out and about today testing this camera, the Zenit EM, which is very much like one I used to lust after in the chemist window when I was on my way to school as a boy. This one actually has a meter, but that meter does not work. I've tested that the shutter works. I've tested that the aperture ring, the focusing ring work, but that's all I know. So I'm going to go out, I'm going to shoot this roll of Kentmere 100, I'm going to take it back to the studio, I'm going to develop it, I'm going to see what we get, if anything. So, fingers crossed, I'm going to be metering using my phone, so that will at least give us some consistency and we'll see how we get on. But let us load up and get shooting. Okay, so I think the first shot we should probably get is just of the mill over there. So I'm going to get my light meter and see what the light reading is. 100 speed film, 1/60th of a second, saying f19. Only goes up to f16. We'll see how we go. So we'll try that now. That's 125th of a second. 1/250th of a second. 1/500th of a second. The shutter seemed to stick there. Okay, so back in the studio, and it's actually a really interesting outcome. After the shutter started sticking, I abandoned my original plan, which was to shoot various different scenes around Stockport, and just took a few details, and these are the shots that I got. But as you can see, there are some shots. I thought I was going to have just a blank film, but actually, no, there were pictures there. But there wouldn't have been if I hadn't had my dart bag in the studio, because it was impossible to unwind the film. The rewind was completely jammed, and I checked and it wasn't that I hadn't set it to rewind. I'd done that, it just wasn't working properly. So I had to put the camera into the dart bag and pull the back off, and then just pull the film out manually, spool it back into the cassette, take that out, and then develop it. As you will have seen, quite often the shutter jammed, and that obviously had an effect on some of the frames, but I was surprised at how many of them actually came out. Again, focusing, clearly an issue. Couldn't really see through the viewfinder what was in focus and what was out of focus. You will have noticed there's that strange line down the middle, and that made it really hard to see because you could only get the peripheral vision, couldn't see the centre. So yeah, not ideal for composing a scene. The dials and knobs, just really confusing, and I think that's just how the camera was. It's not that it's not working properly anymore, it's just that that is how complicated things were. I was able to test different shutter speeds, and you could see there was a difference in those shutter speeds. I don't know if those shutter speeds were actually a 30th, the 60th, 125, 250 as they were supposed to be, but they were certainly faster and slower. There is such a latitude with this Kentmere film. It's really low contrast, and it's really nice to develop. So I might not have got as good a result if I'd used a more taxing film. I don't know how it would have worked with colour. I don't know if there would have been strange effects from discoloration of the lens. Who knows? I don't think I'm going to check that. I think, to be honest, this camera is going to end up as a very pretty paperweight because it's not really practical to use, and I have lots of other cameras which I love using. But it was really good fun to give it a go. It's always nice to see a new camera, especially one that you have lusted after since you were a small boy looking through the chemist window on the way to school thinking, oh, I wish I could afford the 50 quid for that camera. I hope that camera didn't cost 50 quid though, because if it did, it was not money well spent. But if it was a tenner, then it was well worth it for the fun I had. So that's going to go back on the shelf, and next week I'll be trying out a different camera. Well, different for you. I've tried it before, so I know that we will get some pictures out of this one. So until next time, have a great week. Look after yourselves. If you could take the time to subscribe if you're not already, that would really help me out. But whatever, see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.